Shalom. Before I begin this video, first and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Rahawa Kakwadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that still to this very day continue to rule very well. Shalom to the whole elect that's continually laboring this work. It's giving our diligence to make your calling election sure and our faith true sincerity. Shalom. Now, the topic of this video is going to be entitled Egypt shall be smitten with plagues, which this land that we reside in today, which was we were brought here against our will by the so-called white man, which is true biblical nationality is Esau. This land that we reside in today is spiritually known as Sodom and Egypt, pertaining unto Revelations the 11th chapter. All right, and this place America has similarities to the land of Egypt. All right, and not only that, because also too, this land America, which is spiritually called Egypt, Egypt is known as the house of bondage, because if you go into the word Egypt, which Egypt really is a Greek term, which Egyptos, but the the land which is known as Egypt, or should I say the term Egypt, should I say, comes from the word Mizraim, or in the Hebrew it's pronounced Matazarium, which means to be bound. All right, to be bound up, which once again, that's why Egypt is known as the house of bondage. Okay, that's what the word Egypt goes into, which is once again Matazarium in the Hebrew. Okay, and also too, Salaki, if I had to put the phone down from time to time here at my job, bear with me for a minute if I had to do that, Salaki. But yeah, like I said before, this place has many similarities to Egypt, not only because it's known as the house of bondage, but it's because the scriptures speak about the new Egypt that is set up, which is going into America. Okay, because you go into the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, the 68th verse, it speaks about we're going to be brought into Egypt again with ships. Okay, and not to mention, I have this screenshot on the screen right here of an Egyptian obelisk, which you can find that in, if I'm not mistaken, you can find that in DC, Washington DC. You have an Egyptian obelisk. All right. So like I said before, this is the new Egypt that's set up now. And like I said at the beginning of the video, the Lord is going to smite this land with the same plagues as he did with Egypt. Okay, because like I said before, this place is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, which pertains to Revelations the 11th chapter. Okay, now I'm gonna go to the book of Deuteronomy. I guess I go to the book of Deuteronomy first and get chapter 28, 6 to 8. But Slog, bear me for a minute. I gotta handle business. All right, Slakia. Let me go ahead and read Deuteronomy 28 chapter in the 6th 8th verse. Now that this demon, beast of a woman, just walked out of the store. But this Deuteronomy 28 chapter in the 6th 8th verse, it says, "And the Lord Yahweh Bashmiel Shai shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. All right. So we were brought here on the shores of America for slaves, and where it says no man shall buy you means no man will redeem you. Okay. So the only one that's able to redeem us out of this current captivity that we're in is Yahweh Shai, who is the son of Yahweh, the Most High. Okay. That's the only way to be delivered out of here. Okay. But I want to go ahead and jump into the main precept that I had set up. It's our second Esdras, the 15th chapter, and I'm start at verse 10. Okay. It said, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. Okay. And that's true. Our people are as led as a flock to the slaughter. All right. Because, our people are misled, to wayward doctrines, to other ways of thinking. Basically the ways of America has swayed our people into this so-called modern way of thinking, which is an American way of thinking. So really they led us a flock to the slaughter, like the scriptures say. All right. And it said, I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. All right. So the Lord is not going to suffer us to dwell in the land of Egypt, man. All right. That's like I got to handle business again. It's like you bear me for a minute. It's like it once again. The Lord's not going to suffer us to continue to dwell in the land of Egypt, because that's why the Lord is speeding up the times to where everything is going according to His will and His plan, which are the prophecies that He's spoken about before time, which are written in the Bible. Okay, because that's why scriptures say if the days have been shortened for the elect's sake. Okay. Verse 11 said, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. All right. So with a mighty hand, right, and a stretched out arm, he's going to smite Egypt with plagues, man. But it didn't just say plagues, but he says he's going to smite Egypt with plagues as before. So the same plagues that hit Egypt is going to come to the shores of America, man. All right. Now, what are those plagues that are written for judgment against America? I'm about to read it for you. All right. This is verse. Skip up to verse 5. It says, behold, said the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world. All right. The sword, famine, death, and destruction. All right. Slocky once again. Boy, oh boy. Yo, this is Satan, man. Cause they have interruptions left and right, man. Satan is heavy at work to stop this word from coming out, man. But I'm just gonna get back into the spirit. There's the second Esdras, the 15th chapter and the 5th verse. Said, behold, say the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. So all these things are laid up in store for America, which is Babylon the Great in the scriptures. All right. Which America goes by Babylon, the daughter of Babylon, the virgin daughter of Babylon. All right, goes by Egypt. Is also known as Syria in Isaiah. So, also known as Sodom. Can't forget that. Because you have this place is teeming with homosexuality, man. Okay, so the Lord is going to bring all these plagues, which is the sword, all right, in which that sword is going to come by martial law, all right, first and foremost, and then it's going to trickle down to, or should I say it's going to come down to the point where the next coming war is going to hit the shores of America this time. This next coming war is going to be up close and personal, man. It's not going to be as before where America is sent off to another land, another part of the world. No, this time the war is coming to home. All right, or their home, should I say? All right, because it's not our home. All right, famine. Can't forget about that, because the Lord always speaks about famine. All right, no matter where you go to, when the plagues are being spoken about in the scriptures, the Lord always mentioned plague. I mean, not plagues, but famine. All right, death and destruction. Okay, which are synonymous, man. Which ultimately is going to lead towards the destruction of this place, America. Okay. It says, for wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. All right. So once again, America is going to be completely destroyed, and there's going to be, or I should say that this land is going to be completely demolished. All right, you're not going to find anything left in this land called America, man. All right, it's going to be a complete desert from top to bottom. Okay. Verse 12, it says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. All right. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail and with a fearful constellation. Okay. So I want to go ahead and jump to the next precept. This is the book of Isaiah, the 19th chapter, and I'm starting at the first verse. Said, the burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. All right. So, like it says right here, man, this first verse, right? It says he ride upon the swift cloud, man, in which the cloud is talking about the chariots, which these people call so-called UFOs. All right, which once again, or Salaki, should I say, in the last video I've spoken about when the scriptures speak about clouds and whirlwinds, speaking about the chariots, man. Okay, it's saying the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, man. So it's gonna be a complete shaking when he comes back, man. Everybody's gonna feel and see the return of our Lord, man, Yahweh Shai, who these people ignorantly call Jesus. Okay. It says, "In the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it," man. All right. And us like I got to handle business once again. Slacking. All right, Salakia. see, start at this same verse, verse 1. It says, "In the burden of Egypt, behold, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt. And the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it." All right. Verse 2. "And I'll set the Egyptians against the Egyptians." All right. So the Lord is going to set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. Now, it's not literally talking about, the actual Egyptians, which we know who they are. But this is talking about the Edomites, which they are the modern day Egyptians. And they have, you have the modern day Pharaoh, which is who? President Donald Trump. All right. That's the king, and that's the ruler that's residing over America. Okay. But the Lord says he's going to set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, right? The Edomites. Okay. "And they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom." And you see that. That's why you have divisions between these different nations that consist of Esau. Like the Russians are Edomites. All right. The Germans, they're Edomites. Okay. You have members of the EU, and they're Edomites, man. All right. But they're set against each other. Okay. Why is that, man? Because the Lord is putting the spirit on these Edomites to come up against each other. That's why this rulership is divided. And you know what the scriptures speak about, if Satan's house be divided, how can it stand? Because it's gonna come to a point in time to where America is gonna be ousted by these other nations that consist of the same nation, biblical nation, should I say, which is Edom, and it's gonna be destroyed. Okay, but I missed a quick point on this previous verse where it says, "And the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it," and that's in the future is gonna be literal, man. All right, because not only America is going to get destroyed, but other parts of the world is going to be destroyed too. All right. And it's going to be at the hands of Yahweh Shai. All right. And that word heart goes into mind. All right. So when Yahweh Shai returns to destroy this kingdom, then that'll be it for our slavery, man. All right. That'll be it for our captivity. The time of our captivity will be finished. All right, and we will assume rulership over the planet Earth, starting with our Lord Yahweh Shai. All right, with the Most High being the Heavenly Father. All right. Now, verse 3 said, "And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof." All right, which the council is talking about the higher ups of Esau, these so-called elites, these bankers. It says, "And they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and to the wizards." And that's a spirit because Apostle Elder Ramla went into a live stream about it, called "Stand Now with Thine Enchantments," because these elites, they seek to their wizards and witches, all right, to and to consult them, just to keep this place going. Okay, but the Lord is putting a stop to that. All right. Now, verse 4 said, "And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord." And who's that cruel Lord? Yahweh Shai, man. He's known as the cruel Lord. These people think that he's a big, big pushover. You can walk up to him and approach him any type of way, dap him up. But no, man. When you walk up to Yahweh Shai, man, you need to show great respect to him, man, because he is a cruel Lord, man. All right. He's an austere man, like the scriptures say. Okay. It says, "And a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord, and Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, the Lord of hosts." All right. Now, I want to go from there, and let's see if I can get the book of Zechariah. Because this is going to be the ultimate, or should I say, this is going to be the very last plague that's going to hit hit America, right? Which once again, spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, which in this lesson, or in this video, should I say, is going into Egypt. All right. It's like you. This is Zechariah, the 14th chapter, in the 12th verse. It says, "And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth." All right. So this is the plague. And actually, I should say this is the very last plague that the Lord is going to smite all these people, man. Fought against who? Jerusalem. All right. Our people, the nation of Israel. Okay. Now it speaks about the flesh consuming away. All right. And their eyes, their tongue consuming away. That's in that thermonuclear heat. All right. A good example is the movie Terminator 2. Okay. Where it shows the scene where she had a nightmare. I'm talking about Sarah Connor. Sarah Connor had a nightmare. All right. And that nightmare showed, America being destroyed by thermonuclear fire, and then she's getting burnt up to where she turned into a skeleton. All right. And all the people that were there turned to dust. That's exactly what's going to happen to these Americans, man. All right. And those that have revolted and rebelled against Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. And that's their judgment. Okay. But I want to make another quick point because I had something pulled up. Now, like I said, concerning the similarities of America and Egypt. Now, you have in Egypt, and brothers have brought this out before, especially Apostle Elder Gabar brought this piece of information out concerning, actually it was an observation that he made, and he made a video, and it was very edifying, man. All right. Because, this hits home, man. This drives the point home, because what he explained was that you have a river in Egypt, which is the longest river, should I say, and it was called the Nile River. All right. Now here in America, you have a major river known as the Mississippi River, and the Nile River in Egypt split 1/3 of the land. If I'm not mistaken, it was 1/3, and then it was the other major part that was split on the western part of that land. All right, but that 1/3 was in the eastern part. Now here in America, you got the 1/3 part, which is the eastern part, and then you have the majority, all right, the 2/3 part, which is over on the western side of America. Okay, which once again, those two rivers, the Mississippi River and the Nile River, are the longest rivers. Now, what you had running a city, or the river, the city that the river ran through was Memphis in Egypt. All right. And what you have here in America, the Mississippi River runs through a particular city, and the name of that city is Memphis. Okay. So you have the Nile River running through Memphis over in Egypt, and you have the Mississippi River running through Memphis in America. Okay. So, it's no coincidence they put a pyramid in Memphis, Tennessee, man. But it's like, bear me for 1 minute. I gotta handle business once again. Like it once again. And you have a pyramid like you see right here. I got pulled up on the interweb. You got a pyramid here sitting in Memphis City, all right, in Tennessee, all right, and the Mississippi runs right through it, and you see it right here in this picture. You see the Mississippi River right there, and you see a pyramid that's sitting right next to it. So Esau knows, man. Esau knows that this is Egypt. Okay. Because we always make mention that Esau researches everything, man. He looks everything up. All right. So you can bet that Esau for sure knows that this is Egypt, man. And he has his slaves just like the Egyptians had us in captivity. All right. Guess what? Esau has us in captivity in the land of Egypt once again. Okay. There's no new thing under the sun, man. All right. But with that,